Today we're talking with my friend and my former boss, Kyle Morgan, who is the Scholarly Communications and Digital Scholarship Librarian and the Director of the HSU Press. What's the mission of the HSU Press?
It's to publish materials in open access. What we're trying to do at the press is we're a library-based press, and so the mission of libraries is the sharing of knowledge, and a lot of materials in the library that we give access to are locked up behind paywalls, and our goal is to really get past the paywall so that information can be shared out to the broadest possible public. But it's also on the other end too, in that way that anybody can be an author, and that author builds identity. It empowers the person, and it expands, amplifies their voice. And so we want to be that platform, especially to give voice to people who maybe non-traditional voices, or voices that may not be heard in the campus or in the area, or even broader.
And the HSU Press publishes trade books, but what are the journals that the press publishes?
So we do two kinds of journals. Well, actually, I should say three kinds of journals. One is we're just a hosting platform, so anybody on campus can use the specific journal hosting platform that we use, which is Digital Commons. And we can provide technical support with those materials. Then there are materials that we're actually more involved in, and so we have kind of different stages of how involved we are. So in some we will do help them publish journals, but we'll give more advice on workflow. We'll help with layout, design, those types of things. And then the other end, we do peer review. We host peer review journals for those take up a massive amount of time for anybody who has ever managed or been a managing editor for those types of journals. But you really get a great sense of the scholarly communications process when you get involved in that.
And you brought some examples for us of the journals that the press publishes.
So I don't have examples of sort of the ones that we just host, but ones, like this, Courageous Cuentos are involved in a class. It's a yearly class, and so then we publish, we help them publish these materials. We go into the classroom, we help them with the workflow, we tidy it up at the end, we get it ready for physical publication, but the students do most of the work on this publication. IdeaFest Journal is our campus journal, and this one we do all the work. So it's student-led. So we have student employees who manage the journal, do the copy editing, lead the peer review, do the design and the layout. This is an incredible work. It's getting really popular on campus, so submissions keep going up every year. I think the design and the layout of it gets better.
Show us the layout and design of that thing. Very good. Yay. It's gorgeous. Yeah, it's really good.
Yeah. So our professionalism is increasing every year and kind of setting a bar that's really high. But again, this is all student run as well. Student employees from HSU Press really take the lead in doing all the work on this. And then there's the journal that, this is a national journal for the Scholarship of Teaching and Learning that we host the library with the Center for Teaching and Learning here, and it's to encourage advances in innovative pedagogy in the classroom, and to encourage faculty to do research in those areas, that you can publish in these areas, and there's a platform where you can share that out and really share that knowledge. And this is assisted by students in the office, but really managed by myself with a collaboration with the Center of Teaching and Learning.
So who are your target audience, not just independently, but just in general?
It really depends. We thought we were going to be scholarly materials, and our audience would be those folks as part of the academic community. So open access textbooks, scholarly manuscripts, the IdeaFest journal. So we were hoping to target students in higher education, faculty in higher education, but a really weird, great thing has happened, and we've found all these other usage of presses and what the press can be. So really the audience has gone beyond the university and really out into the community. And so it's those things that empower voices, because just the act of creating and being able to publish material and to share your voice and to expand your voice is something we really want to support, regardless of who your audience is.
So would you say that's part of your competitive advantage, is to be so open to the community?
It is. We do a lot of collaborations with the community. It's great because our we don't make any money in the library. Again, our goal is if people want to work with us, there's no fees. They retain all copyright, and we just have to be able to share the information for free. So everything has to go online, digital, for free. And so when people are doing these projects, they're not thinking of making money themselves necessarily. They're thinking of advancing causes and spreading the word about their voice or their cause or their topic, which is really exciting to be a part of. The other great competitive advantage we have is just we're so small, we can be really nimble, which is nice too. So if a project comes to us that doesn't really fit within anything that we've done before, we can selectively say, yeah, let's give this a try and see how this works for ourselves and for the community.
Do you think that's a reason that authors are attracted to the press?
They are. They get really into that social justice impact, and that's what I love. So when you work with a publisher that's not taking any money from you, it encourages them to think in that same way, is that not only can this content have impact, but if I sell print versions, where do I want to put that money to? I can put it in my pocket, but I can also advance causes. And seeing that, working with authors who have that vision and get that excitement and feel that sort of nonprofit empowerment is really fun to be a part of.
And offering them for free is probably a big attraction to your consumers also.
Right. So
maybe the main one?
Yeah, that's we definitely get more hits and more downloads than we do purchases of the materials. There are some. There's one book that has sold pretty well. Rainwater catchment, how to catch rainwater and how to do that across the world, has been a really popular book in a lot of communities. And we also do a lot of translation, so that book is translated in Spanish, and we encourage our authors to be really multilingual, to really share their impact. But really, most of the books, it's definitely you search in Google, and there it is, and you can use the materials.
Where can the students of George Washington University publishing program find out more about HSU Press?
You can just search online at HSU Press. We're HSU Press at Digital Commons. It's Humboldt Digital Commons is our open access platform, and HSU Press. That's where all our materials are.
Great. Thank you so much for being filmed today, Kyle.
All right, thanks.